Are you storing your food the right way? You might be surprised to learn that many of us make simple mistakes when storing food, which could be affecting its taste, texture, and even safety. What if I told you that something as common as refrigerating potatoes or bananas could completely ruin their flavor? Or that your favorite cheese might be losing its richness simply because of where it's kept? These seemingly minor errors can lead to food that doesn't taste as good or, even worse, loses its nutritional value. In today's video, we're going to uncover the most common food storage mistakes you're probably making, and show you how to fix them. We'll explore why storing butter in the fridge can make it difficult to spread, why tomatoes and melons should be kept at room temperature, and even the best way to keep your avocado ripe without it turning into a mushy mess. But this isn't just about making your food taste better. It's also about knowing how to store your food properly to extend its shelf life and keep your meals fresh and nutritious for longer. By the end of this video, you'll be armed with practical tips that will enhance your cooking experience, save you money by reducing food waste, and ensure that your meals are always at their peak freshness. So, stick with us. Stay tuned until the very end, because we'll also be sharing a bonus tip on how to prevent your honey from turning into a solid block. You won't want to miss it. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Your support means so much to me, and if you found this video helpful, please like and share it to help spread these valuable lessons. If you enjoy the topic of this video, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, please comment 0, and let me know what you think I could do better to make these videos even more helpful for you. Now, let's dive right in. Food number 1. Potatoes. Let's start with the classic staple, potatoes. Whether mashed, baked, fried, or roasted, potatoes are a beloved food that shows up in kitchens across America. They're so versatile, it's hard to imagine a meal without them. However, there's a common mistake that many people make when it comes to storing them: putting them in the fridge. Why is refrigerating potatoes a problem? When potatoes are stored in a cool environment, like a refrigerator, their natural starches begin to convert into sugars much faster than they should. This can lead to a strange, overly sweet taste and a grainy texture, both of which are less than ideal for dishes like mashed potatoes or crispy fries. But here's the bigger issue: cooking those overly sweet potatoes. High temperatures can cause a chemical called acrylamide to form, especially when the potatoes are fried or baked at high heat. Some studies have linked acrylamide to potential cancer risks, though the research is ongoing. Now, don't get me wrong, a plate of fries isn't going to harm you, but it's a good reminder that the way we store food matters when it comes to both safety and quality. Potatoes also don't appreciate the humidity found in the fridge. This excess moisture speeds up spoilage, causing them to soften, and even worse, develop unpleasant odors. To store your potatoes the right way, look for a cool, dark, and dry space, like a kitchen cupboard, pantry, or even a basement. Avoid plastic bags, which trap moisture and contribute to faster rotting. Instead, opt for paper bags, mesh bags, or open baskets that allow air circulation, keeping them fresh longer. Also, make sure your potatoes are kept away from onions. Onions release gases that can make potatoes sprout or rot much quicker. This may seem like a minor adjustment, but getting your potato storage right can make all the difference in preserving their flavor, texture, and overall quality. This small change ensures that your homemade dishes will not only taste better but also leave you feeling more satisfied. Plus, you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're storing your food the right way, keeping it fresh and safe for longer. Food number 2. Tomatoes. Next up, let's talk about tomatoes. From salads to sandwiches, sauces, and everything in between, tomatoes are a key ingredient in countless dishes. They're a favorite in American kitchens, but many people make a simple mistake when storing them. They put them in the fridge. It might seem like a good way to keep them fresh longer, but in reality, refrigeration can seriously mess with their taste and texture. The issue is that tomatoes are fruits, yes, fruits, and are highly sensitive to cold. When they're exposed to the chilly environment of the fridge, the natural ripening process is interrupted, and their ability to develop flavor comes to a halt. This leads to tomatoes that are bland, mealy, and lack that vibrant, fresh flavor we all love. Over time, you might find yourself asking, why do they taste so dull? The answer is simple. The fridge is the culprit. But the fridge doesn't only affect the taste. It also reduces the tomato's lycopene content. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that plays an important role in heart health and may even help lower the risk of certain cancers. As we get older and pay more attention to our health, preserving this antioxidant content becomes even more important. So, what's the better way to store tomatoes? For the best flavor, keep them at room temperature and store them with the stem side down. This simple step minimizes moisture loss, helping them stay fresh longer. Let them ripen fully on the counter. Once they're ripe, if you're not ready to use them, you can pop them in the fridge for a short time, but always remember to let them return to room temperature before cutting. This will help restore some of their original flavor and texture. After all, tomatoes should be juicy, sweet, and fresh, just like the memorable dishes we share around the dinner table with our loved ones. Keeping them at room temperature ensures that you're always getting the best flavor possible. So, next time you reach for a tomato, think twice about the fridge. Your taste buds will thank you. Food number 3. Onions. Onions are a true kitchen essential. They bring bold flavor to everything from soups and stews to stir-fries and salads. No matter the dish, onions are a must-have. However, there's a mistake many people make when storing them: putting them in the fridge while they're still whole. Why do onions dislike the fridge so much? Onions are packed with sugars and natural carbohydrates, and when they're stored in a cold, damp environment like the refrigerator, these sugars become more active. This can cause the onions to become soft, slimy, or even moldy. Additionally, the cold can alter the sharpness of their flavor, sometimes making them taste too sweet or even bland. We're all familiar with the powerful aroma of onions, and if you've ever kept them in the fridge, you know exactly what I mean. That strong smell can quickly spread to other foods like milk, yogurt, and butter, not the flavors we want mixing. No one wants their milk to taste like onion, right? So, how do we fix this? The best way to store whole onions is in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated area. A paper bag, mesh bag, or open basket works wonders. Avoid using plastic bags, as they trap moisture, leading to faster spoilage. And remember, onions and potatoes are a bad combination. They release gases that speed up spoilage in each other, so make sure to store them separately. Now, if you've already cut or peeled an onion, the fridge is fine. Just wrap it tightly in plastic or place it in a container to contain that strong onion aroma. This simple adjustment will not only help your onions last longer but will also ensure that your cooking stays fresher and your dishes taste better. No more onion-scented milk in your fridge. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. With these tips, you'll be able to keep your onions fresh, your kitchen smelling great, and your meals tasting amazing. It's all about understanding how to store your ingredients the right way to preserve their flavor and quality. Food number 4. Garlic. Garlic isn't just an ordinary kitchen spice. It's a fundamental ingredient in countless traditional dishes across the world. Whether it's being used to season vegetables, flavor sauces, or add a spicy kick to soups, garlic brings a distinct aroma and depth to everything it touches. If there's one thing you can count on, it's that garlic will elevate the flavor of any dish. However, garlic and the fridge don't exactly get along. When garlic is stored in a cold and damp environment, it starts to sprout. These little green shoots that emerge have a bitter taste that can alter the flavor profile of your dish, making it less enjoyable. The cold, damp conditions in the fridge also encourage mold and spoilage, making garlic soft and giving it a strange, off-putting taste. What's worse, garlic can absorb the odors of other foods stored nearby, which could ruin its unique, pungent flavor. So, What's the best way to preserve garlic's amazing flavor? The key is to let garlic breathe. Garlic thrives in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated environment. Storing it in a mesh bag, paper bag, or open basket on the counter or in the kitchen works perfectly. Once you've separated the bulbs into individual cloves, it's best to use them within a few days for the freshest flavor. If you've already chopped or minced garlic, it's okay to store it in an airtight container in the fridge for short-term use, but be aware that its potent aroma and flavor will diminish quickly. By following these simple storage tips, you can ensure that your garlic stays fresh, flavorful, and ready to enhance your cooking whenever you need it. With the right storage, garlic will continue to add that delicious depth to your meals without losing any of its unique qualities. Food number 5. Avocados. Avocados have become a go-to superfood for many, prized for their creamy texture, rich flavor, and heart-healthy fats. Whether you're spreading it on toast, blending it into smoothies, or adding it to a fresh salad, avocados are a versatile ingredient that's here to stay. But if you're not storing them correctly, you might be missing out on that perfect texture and flavor. The key to storing avocados lies in understanding how to properly ripen them. Avocados ripen best at room temperature thanks to a natural plant hormone called ethylene. When you refrigerate an unripe avocado, you essentially stop the ripening process in its tracks. The result? While the outside may remain firm, the avocado could develop strange dark spots, and the inside could turn brown without ever reaching that perfectly buttery, creamy consistency. So, when should you refrigerate an avocado? If it's already fully ripe but you're not quite ready to eat it, refrigeration can buy you an extra day or two. But be warned, if left in the fridge too long, the texture can turn watery or stringy, and the taste will start to deteriorate. Cutting an avocado? That's where a little care is needed. Once you slice it open, the flesh starts to oxidize quickly, turning brown and mushy. To slow this down, try coating the exposed surface with lemon or lime juice. You can also wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or place it in an airtight container. The citrus helps slow oxidation, helping your avocado stay green longer, so you can enjoy that vibrant color and fresh taste. Want to speed up the ripening process instead? Simple. Put your unripe avocado in a paper bag with an apple or banana. These fruits naturally release ethylene gas, which will help your avocado ripen quickly. No refrigeration needed. By understanding how to store and ripen avocados properly, you'll be able to enjoy them at their absolute best, with that creamy texture and rich flavor we all love. Whether you're making guacamole or enjoying it on toast, your avocados will always be ready for the perfect meal. Food number 6. Bananas. Few fruits are as universally loved as bananas. They're sweet, portable, and packed with potassium, making them a perfect snack for just about anyone. But while we may instinctively put them in the fridge to extend their shelf life, doing so can lead to some strange and undesirable changes. Bananas grow best in warm, tropical conditions, which is why refrigeration can cause what's known as cold damage. When you store bananas in the fridge, their skins can darken or even turn black, even though the fruit inside may still be far from ripe. This can leave you with an outer peel that looks overripe, while the inside remains hard and starchy, making them less than enjoyable to eat. This process is known as chilling injury, and once it happens, bananas will never fully ripen or taste the same again. So, what's the best way to store bananas? Let them ripen naturally at room temperature. If you're trying to avoid bruising, you might want to invest in a banana hook, which helps keep them suspended and allows air to circulate them, preventing the fruits from getting squashed. Once your bananas have reached their perfect level of ripeness, you can peel them and store them in the freezer for smoothies, banana bread, or muffins. This way, you won't waste any of your delicious fruit. Remember, bananas and the fridge just don't mix. But with a little knowledge and care, you can preserve your sweet golden snack at its best, ready to eat or be incorporated into your favorite recipes. It's all about letting them ripen in their natural environment and making the most of their natural sweetness and flavor. Food number 7. Whole melon. Nothing says summer quite like a juicy slice of watermelon. But melons aren't just for hot days. They make their way into kitchens year-round, whether it's melons for breakfast or honeydew for a sweet dessert. However, if you're storing a whole melon in the fridge, you might want to rethink that habit. Why shouldn't you refrigerate an entire melon? The reason lies in the fact that melons continue to ripen even after they're picked from the vine. This additional ripening is what enhances their sweetness and fresh, juicy texture. By storing a whole melon in the fridge, you halt this natural ripening process prematurely. The result? You're left with a melon that tastes somewhat bland, lacks its typical sweetness, and can even become watery. Watermelon, in particular, doesn't do well in cold conditions. The cold can cause its cellular structure to break down, which leads to a mushy or grainy texture. Honeydew and other melons aren't much better. They can also lose their deliciously sweet aroma and natural flavor when stored too long in the fridge. Here's a little bonus for you. At room temperature, melons actually maintain or even increase their levels of antioxidants like beta-carotene and vitamin C. These nutrients are essential for everything from boosting your immune system to promoting healthy aging. So, by leaving your melons on the counter, you're not just preserving their taste and texture, you're also keeping them packed with nutrients. If you've already cut your melon, refrigeration is necessary to keep it fresh and safe for eating. Just be sure to wrap the slices or cubes in plastic wrap or store them in an airtight container. Consume within 3 to 4 days to enjoy the best flavor and texture. So next time you have a whole melon, keep it at room temperature for optimal sweetness and flavor. And when it's time to store leftovers, don't forget to refrigerate them properly so they stay fresh until your next meal. It's all about knowing how to treat your fruit right. Food number 8. Bread. Bread is one of the oldest and most beloved foods in the world, woven into the fabric of various cultures and traditions. Whether it's a warm, freshly baked loaf on Sunday mornings or a simple slice of toast for breakfast, bread is a staple that many of us can't imagine living without. However, storing bread in the fridge is a mistake that doesn't offer any real benefits. You might think that keeping it in cooler temperatures will help it last longer, but actually, the opposite is true. In the fridge, bread undergoes a process called retrogradation, where the starch molecules in the bread crystallize at a faster rate. This causes the bread to become dry, stale, and unpleasant to eat. Plus, the outer layer can become soggy due to the humidity in the fridge, not the texture you want for a sandwich or a slice of toast. So, what's the best way to store bread? If you plan to use it within a few days, your best bet is to keep it in a bread box or a cool, dry place in your kitchen. You can leave it in its original packaging or place it in a tightly sealed paper bag to allow for some air circulation, which will keep the bread fresh without drying it out too much. For longer-term storage, freezing bread is the way to go. If you know you won't be able to finish the loaf within a few days, slice the bread before freezing it. This way, you can thaw only the amount you need at a time, ensuring that you don't waste any of your delicious bread. By following these simple tips, you'll preserve your bread's freshness and texture, ensuring that each slice is just as enjoyable as the first. Whether it's for a quick sandwich or a warm breakfast, your bread will always be in top form. Food number 9. Dairy products. Dairy products are a staple in many American households. From milk and cheese to butter, these items can be found in nearly every fridge. But here's something important to know. Not all dairy needs to be kept cold. Some dairy products do better when stored at room temperature for short periods, provided you're using them quickly. Take butter, for example. While it might seem like butter should always be kept in the fridge, it doesn't need to be stored cold if you're going to use it within a few days. Keeping butter at room temperature allows it to stay soft and spreadable, making it much easier to use on bread or in cooking. In the fridge, butter can harden unnecessarily, making it a challenge to spread, and storing it cold doesn't extend its shelf life by much. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Cheese is another dairy product that benefits from room temperature, especially hard cheeses. When stored at room temperature for about 30 minutes before serving, hard cheeses like cheddar or Gouda release their full, rich flavor. Refrigerating cheese for too long, especially softer varieties, can harm its texture and taste. Cold temperatures can cause cheese to become too firm and dry, reducing the enjoyment of your favorite cheese plate or sandwich. If you need to store cheese long-term, though, the fridge is a must. To prevent it from drying out, be sure to wrap it properly in wax paper or parchment paper, then wrap it in foil. This double-layer method helps preserve its moisture and flavor, ensuring your cheese stays fresh. When it comes to milk, refrigeration is obviously necessary. But here's a tip: avoid storing milk in the door of the fridge. The door is often the warmest part of the fridge due to frequent opening and closing, and keeping milk there can negatively affect its freshness and shelf life. By understanding how to store your dairy products properly, you can preserve their flavor, texture, and freshness for longer, ensuring they're always at their best when you need them. Food number 10. Honey. Now, let's talk about one of the most cherished natural sweeteners in American kitchens: honey. This golden syrup has been used for thousands of years not just for its sweet taste, but also for its medicinal properties and its remarkable ability to stay fresh indefinitely. If stored correctly, that is. When stored improperly, particularly in the fridge, honey can become thick and crystallized. While crystallized honey is still perfectly safe to eat, it loses its smooth, liquid consistency, making it much harder to use in recipes or as a sweetener in drinks and cooking. The last thing you want is to struggle with a jar of solid honey when all you need is a sweet drizzle for your tea or toast. The key to keeping honey in its best form is simple. Store it in a tightly sealed jar at room temperature, in a dry place. Refrigeration should be avoided at all costs, as it speeds up the crystallization process, turning your sweet treat into a solid mass. As tempting as it may seem to put it in the fridge for preservation, doing so only makes it more difficult to use. If your honey has already crystallized, don't worry. Simply place the jar in a bowl of warm water and let it sit until it returns to its original liquid state. Be sure to keep it out of direct sunlight, as too much heat can degrade the delicate flavors and nutrients in honey, affecting its overall quality. By storing your honey correctly, you'll always have it ready to enhance your dishes with its natural sweetness and rich flavor, whether you're adding it to a cup of tea or drizzling it over your favorite dessert. A little care in storage ensures you can enjoy honey at its best, just the way nature intended. And there you have it, some simple but powerful tips for storing your food the right way. I hope you've learned a lot today about how the way we store our food can affect its flavor, texture, and nutritional value. From the right way to store potatoes and tomatoes, to the best ways to keep your cheese and honey fresh, these small changes can make a huge difference in your meals. So, what have you learned so far? What's one thing you're going to start practicing in your kitchen? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear which tips stood out the most to you. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful tips and tricks. Your support means so much, and I can't wait to share more content with you. Thanks for watching.